My name is Ricky, and in this video, I'm gonna walk you through the exact strategy to build and launch dropshipping stores, just like this one that went from $0 to $1.4 million in just 12 months. And if you don't follow the framework I'm about to show you guys, you're gonna end up like most beginners that are choosing the wrong products, struggling to make sales, and just wasting their time on things that don't work. This is the dashboard for the store, so you guys know that this is legit. You can see here $1.4 million in sales in just the last 12 months. There's no crazy spikes and dips. It's steady growth month over month, and it's still climbing today because we're not selling pump and dump gadgets. We're not selling seasonal products. We're selling products that solve problems in evergreen niches. And I'm going to cover that in this video. So watch till the end, take notes because this is going to be an extremely valuable video. So this is the 5-step framework that I follow to build and launch stores and get them to cross that $1 million in sales mark. Like you guys might have seen in previous videos, I've gotten a jewelry brand to almost that $3 million mark before I sold and exited, and several other stores. It consists of choosing the right product, building a high converting store, crafting a great offer, making creatives that make customers feel like they need your product and to go to your website to buy it, and then obviously advertising. So I like to advertise on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and I do a little bit of Google ads as well. First things first is your product. So I highly recommend, especially if you're a beginner, just focus on products that solve problems in niches that you know and that you can speak to. Why I like to focus on problem solving products is because they're more consistent. They're not seasonal. They're not pump and dump gadgets that are here today and a month from now they're gone. Problems do not go away. So if there was a really popular product 3 years ago that solved a problem, that product might have fizzled away, but that problem is still here. So what I recommend is always looking for a newer version of that older product. Ask suppliers, say, hey, I see you sold a bunch of these products. Do you know of a newer version of that product? This is an example of an old product that did extremely well. It was super viral. People were posting TikToks with it, and you could probably still make money with it because it solves a problem, neck pain, which people deal with every single day. But this is an example of finding the new version of it. So it solves the exact same problem, but to customers, it feels new because they're like, oh, I've seen the other one, but this one has some added features. So it massages, it has heating, but it still solves that same problem that people are after. And here's another example, this pet bed, right? It's been around for a long time and you could still make sales with it today, but you want to always be thinking about what's the newer version because this one's been around for a long time. There's one that has the hood on it that makes it feel like a cave. And then there's also this one that is like a 2-in-1. Cats can go through the tunnel and play, but they can also lay on top of it. And these two new beds solve the same problem, but they just have a newer feel to the product. Things like pet anxiety or joint pain or anything like that. And another example is this pregnancy pillow. Pregnant women deal with back pain and they're only supposed to sleep a certain way. So there's this pillow here, but the problem with this pillow is it's too bulky. It takes up too much space. Years later, now there's this newer one. It solves the same thing, but notice how much smaller it is. So it's just a newer version of a product that sold well years ago. And then the last example I'm going to show you guys is this Galaxy projector. This one doesn't really solve any problems, but it's just a cooler version, right? Before it was this projector here years ago. And then what came out? The astronaut version. It does the same thing, but the newer version just has that added wow factor of, hey, it's not just this boring lamp. It's an astronaut and it gets people's attention. So this is exactly what I mean by product evolution. Find stuff that worked years ago and just see if there's a newer version of that product. And if it solves a problem, that problem is probably still here for thousands of people. Pick and sell in a niche that you guys know and you guys can speak to, especially if you're a beginner. If you have a dog, sell dog products. If you're pregnant, sell pregnancy products. It's gonna make your life easier when you're speaking to the problems, when you're writing your descriptions, and when you're filming content for this product. And then make sure that whatever you're selling has a good profit margins. So what you're gonna do is look at some big competitors in your space, get an average of what they're selling it for, and then go check your supplier and just make sure that there's a good profit margin there. So when you're choosing a supplier, obviously they're the backbone of your business. If you have a bad supplier, your business will crumble. If you're a complete beginner, just use a reputable supplier. I recommend Zendrop because they're going to give you good shipping times. They're extremely beginner friendly. And on top of that, they're going to pay for your first $200 in orders. So you won't even have to come out of pocket when a customer buys and you go to fulfill it. And then you guys don't want to just hope that a product will work. Like you don't want to finger fingers crossed, I hope this product works. You wanna make sure that there's actually people here selling it successfully, making money. There's so many tools out there that you can use. You can check the ad library. You can use spy tools like Shop Hunter that can give you a rough estimate of how much a store is making. So moving on to your store. With this store, we went through so many variations of the product page, the first image that customers see. We tried different pricing, and we tested so many things above the fold, which just means everything that a customer sees immediately when they land on your website without having to scroll. So to get an idea of how your customers are interacting with your website, there's apps out there that will screen record your visitors. I like to use an app called Lucky Orange, and with your product and your store, you want to look like you're the original, you're the authority. That's how you're going to beat your competitors. So what I'll do is I'll pull up 3 different competitors in that space that are running paid ads, that are making money with the product, and I'll just take pieces from their product page. If all 3 of them are formatting it the same way, then maybe I can do that, but just add my own spin to it and make it better. Also make sure that you have branded colors, custom images. Gone are the days of just pulling images from like AliExpress and leaving them there. You actually have to try today. I'm gonna show you guys examples of bad stores and then good stores, just so you guys can envision what I'm talking about. This is the old way of building a store. The name doesn't really relate. They call it Kingin. They have vehicle service, beauty and health, toys and gifts. They just have a bunch of different categories where they don't look like the authority. They're selling it for $85. They have all this like extra stuff going on. The add to cart started shaking when I got there, which just threw me off because I don't recommend doing that anymore. You really want to give it a nice branded feel. But this is an example of the old way. This is another example of the old way of building a dropshipping store. It's like they're almost there. They have colors that are all the same. Their logo makes sense for the product, but they're just like taking shortcuts. They're not putting that extra step that your competitors today are gonna put in and beat you when it comes to advertising and converting customers when they land on the website. So now let me show you the new way of building a Shopify store. These all are selling the same product, but as you can see, why would I spend $85 on Kingin? I don't even know if I feel like I can trust this store. This one is a little bit better. They're selling it for $70. The colors are a little bit better. I think they could get sales, but they're not gonna make as much money as they could. They're gonna have a lot of customers leave their website. Where a store like this, they have all of the elements. It might even be like too much. I would maybe simplify it a little bit, but the idea is right. They look like they're the authority. They call it the Slumber Contour Relief Pillow. They give a cheaper price, $54.99, which probably still leaves them with a good profit margin. They have an offer here, the more the merrier, which just incentivizes customers to buy more products. You can see the images. It looks like they're sleeping on a cloud. They talk about the soft memory foam. They talk about how it prevents neck and back pain, and their above the fold is perfect. A customer can make a decision without even having to scroll. This is another good example where they're a little bit more simple in terms of colors. It's not like so loud, but they still look like an authority for this pillow. They have where they've been featured on. They have reviews, 34,500 happy customers right here. Really good images. So this is another example of another great product page. Has everything a customer needs to make a decision, and they're gonna make more money than those other stores that I showed you. And you can see their offer. Hey, get a second one. It's the most popular. Plus, you're getting a free gift. And sometimes that free gift could just be like a PDF that after a customer buys from your store, you email them that PDF and you set up that flow on the back end. You want to get creative with your offer and say, okay, if everybody's charging $69, what can I add extra to get people to take mine instead? So all that to say is today with dropshipping, you actually have to try. You have to put in that extra step to truly convert. You can't build something like this store or this store and blame the product, because truly, if there's some other people making money with this product, that means the product works. And if it's not working for you, it's something that you are doing. And you want to make sure that you're not neglecting your cart page, because this is where you can make so much more money, because you're going to increase your average order value if you incentivize them to take an extra product. You have to ask yourself, what is my main product? And what are some obvious upsells that customers will take? And how can you get them to take it? So you can see here that right away they compliment them, right? They're like, excellent choice. Here's your products. There's the pillow, that's how much they're saving. This is where the extra money is made. 70% of people also add these, but you need to make sure that it's something that makes sense. Like this guy is selling a pillow, he's offering a pillowcase. And you can see on the bottom, they have this add-on, which is shipping protection. And you can do warranty, shipping protection, anything like that, that's gonna make your buyer more confident when they place the order on your store. And then you can see trust badges on the bottom, where if you look at these other two stores, you can see that the first one, it's just a boring cart page. And same thing with this one, they sent them to a cart page. It's just the product, nothing else is really happening. But you wanna make sure that you're trying your best to make more money per customer, because that's truly how you're gonna be able to scale to 100K a month, 200K a month and beyond. So the app that I use for this custom cart is called UpCart. And any software that I mentioned, any tool, it's all gonna be linked down below just so you guys can access it easily. Moving on to creative. So in the beginning with the store, we saved a ton of popular videos from TikTok. We chopped them up and we ran them as ads. Keep in mind, as soon as we found the best hook and the best style of script, that's when we went ahead and hired creators. So we went to Fiverr, we went to places like Billo, we even reached out to different people on TikTok that were good creators. And we said, hey, these are the video ads that perform the best. And we would send them 3 or 4 of our best performing video ads. All we said was, can you refilm this exactly the same hook, the same style of script? If they wanted to go off script a little bit, that was fine. But we wanted them to keep the same message, because although it was the same script, the same hook, felt new to people scrolling on social media because it was a different person in different scenery, but saying the same thing. So once you have a good script, a good hook, and it's working, just have creators remake it almost exactly the same. And when it comes to advertising my products and getting customers to my store, I really focus on paid advertising on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and then Google ads as well, because I just found that it's more consistent, it's easier to scale than doing organic marketing. I think both are extremely important, but when it comes to scaling and being consistent month over month, paid ads is going to be the way to go. So when I'm setting up my ads on Facebook, I'll do one CBO campaign at $50 to $100 per day. I'll put in 3 to 4 ad sets inside of it. And then I'll put in however many creatives I have. If that's 3, I'll put in 3. If that's 5, I'll put in 5. Because that way you're just a little bit more hands off and it's easier to scale a CBO. If it's working, cool. Just take it from $50 to $75, 75 to 100, and just steadily go up every couple of days if it's working. But keep in mind, when you're testing with paid ads, you really want to test everything. CBO, ABO, interest testing, broad targeting, all of that you want to test, because what works for one ad account might not work for another ad account. So just test everything and see what works best for your product, your audience, and your ad account. And on TikTok, it's very similar. You're going to do one campaign, one broad ad group, $30 a day, 3 to 5 creatives. Both of these campaigns you're gonna let run for a couple days, we'll say 3-4 days. And obviously you wanna see sales in those first couple days of testing. That's my 5-step framework to building and launching dropshipping stores that can go on to do 50K a month, 100K a month, and beyond. If you guys found this video helpful, please hit the like button. I'm new to YouTube, so if you guys could subscribe to my channel, I'll continue to drop valuable videos just like this one.